Tell me a bit about the Bond bug then. It's obviously something that you very much still carry with you.
Yeah, I had a bee in my bonnet that I quite like three-wheelers. I'm not prejudiced against them because there's a sort of elegance about the simplicity. You throw away a wheel and a suspension, and you have a simpler frame because on a three-wheeler you don't have twist on the chassis, so that's quite elegant. And when I came to start working for Reliant, which was it was 1963, I started talking about the two-seat sporty three-wheeler, and we even made some little 8-scale models that were quite cute, and they said, no, forget it, not for us. And then at some point they bought Bond, another company, and they suddenly needed to put a product into Bond, and they said, okay, go ahead, design us a two-seat sporty three-wheeler. And so at last, success, we could do this.
And can you describe the Bond bug to us? I mean, for people who
Right.
never saw it.
It had two wheels at the back and one wheel at the front. It was broadly wedge-shaped. One of the nice features in terms of the simplicity was that the whole canopy and windscreen and roof actually opened up forward so that you could sort of get up and step out or step into it, which was quite fun. But it meant that you only had one door, which meant one set of hinges and one lock and one fitting time. So again, it's part of the elegance of it. And then at some point I said, you need to paint them all the same color. And very, very, very sensibly we agreed on orange. I think because of some pigments costing more than others, I think it was the cheapest orange going, but it worked. And
I don't know whether I'd know the difference between a cheap orange and an expensive orange anyway. But did you design them to just be, fun cars, or was there a more serious element to them? You were thinking, as designers are thinking now, about the smaller engine and, the use in towns and all that kind of stuff?
I saw this as a sort of sporty thing that young people could drive at 16, incidentally, that was inexpensive to run. It was easy to service. And I think if it had a fair wind or the stars had been in the right quarter, it could have been fairly successful. It was launched in 1970 when every factory was on strike, and management spent their time discussing wages and conditions and things.
3-day weeks.
And they weren't manufacturing anything, so they had far too few vehicles at launch time, and they could have had many more and sold them all.
Is it the thing that you're most proud of designing, though?
No, it was the most fun project of all. And I love the enthusiasm of the people who are bug owners. And there are bug owners, despite the fact that it was only sold in this country and only, 2,600 were made, something like that. There are bug owners in 17 countries in the world, on 4 continents, Japan, Australia, New Zealand, America, Canada, you name it, there are bug owners. And that is a fantastic success for a funny little car with a very simple chassis, 3 wheels, a very ordinary engine, basically.
Yeah. You are still designing now, and you've recently had something in the summer exhibition as well, haven't you?